It sounds like you kind of tried to clear the decks a little bit, clean up your life a little bit. Not that you were like a drug user or alcoholic, but no. After the finale, it sounded like you were a little bit angry about the way it went down, and you're like, I got to change some things.
No, I wasn't angry. I always try to look at things to the positive light. Even through negative circumstances. So the facts are I did lose the fight, but I found out I have a major hole in my game that I have to work on. And that's what I've been working on. My wrestling and just looping things together the correct way and coming out to fight strategically.
Do you remember what your mindset was going into the fight and kind of how you approached the fight?
I definitely was very eager, and I wanted to live up to the hype, I guess you could call it hype. That just wanted to knock his head off, and everybody kind of expected me to knock his head off, even myself. But if I came out a little more strategic, took my time a little more, setting up my major punches rather than just throwing major punches. Could have been a different outcome possibly, but it's the past, and I look positive at it. That I definitely for this fight and all my fights up and coming, we'll have strategic blueprinted, material that I can go by.
How much time was there between the end of the season and the fight?
The end of the season, I'd say about 4 or 5 months. Yeah, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. That's a lot of time to read the internet.
Yeah, that's a lot.
How much do you pay attention to that stuff?
I tried not to pay attention to it. There's a lot of factors coming in, because no one ever even heard of me a year ago, and now I blasted on the scene from the point where, no one heard of me, and now I'm headlining, the main card of a UFC event. So that was like a really big rocket launch. I didn't even expect. I just wanted to get on the show and win a fight and just get my name out there, get my team out there, get noticed, and show myself as a true martial artist. And beyond that, I got into the finale, which was great. And I'm proud of myself, and I think I did great. Just to get the pressure on there was a lot, coming out to that level. But for this fight, I think being a prelim bout, I want to kind of work my way up to that main event level because I'm nowhere going to be a main event. I don't personally think I'm the next Anderson Silva or GSP. These guys have been training full time for like 5 to 7 years or something, and I'm not at that particular level just yet. I could possibly be in the future if I train every day. It's possible.
It was. I got to say, it was crazy the way the whole thing came down because we've never seen anyone on the reality show, at least in Dana White's speak, that highly regarded. So I mean, I can't, as a fighter, I can't imagine having to manage that as you're getting ready, and you steamrolled everyone on the show. So I mean, you almost have to go in thinking, I'm going to destroy this guy, and it's going to just be like the show.
Yeah. I definitely had a boost of confidence. Looking at the odds too and stuff, I was like, wow, people really expect me to just pummel Escudero. But when I trained with Escudero, he gave me a hard time in training too. I mean, when we trained together on the show, he was able to take me down at will. When we boxed, I felt like I was getting the better of him at the hands, but it's not a boxing match and it's not a wrestling match. He definitely came out strategic, took me down, and won the decision.
So,
favorite to him.
Fighters actually see odds, or do you think the fact that you had never been involved in something like that, maybe you just weren't accustomed to it?
I definitely wasn't accustomed to odds at all, or betting, or anything like that. So everything was fairly new to me. So, but I'm taking things slow now, and I'm absorbing the correct way, and I'm trying to be. I'm going to come out there. I'll come out there and win tonight. I'm sorry, Saturday. So
I saw a note about, we were talking about, kind of clearing the decks and changing things. Did you change where you were living or where you were training? Or?
From after the show, I moved out of my house. I moved back to my mom in the basement. Training-wise...
Wait a second, hold on. We got to break in on that.
You got to break in on that,
yeah. Who does that? You had your own house.
I had my own house.
And you moved back in with Mom.
I moved back in with Mom because, I quit the nursing position full-time. I lost my benefits, I lost my health insurance, I lost my TDA pension, 403B, whatever you call it. I was a nurse for 3 years. I worked for the city of New York, too. I was a city worker. I dropped everything to pursue my dream. And after the finale, I still, I was like, listen, this is it. I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to try my best to get that contract, which I did. I got a 3-fight contract, and I'm going to live the dream. And if the dream is living in my mom's basement and I'm a 25-year-old man, then you know what? I'm just going to have to do it, But training-wise, I linked up with a lot of good wrestlers at Columbia University. I started training with one of the assistant coaches there. At Hofstra, there's a few wrestlers I've been linking up with, and just all wrestlers around New York. I've been trying to just work with, even if they're at the Jiu-Jitsu or Kickboxing Academy. If a wrestler comes in, I've been working with them. But just really formulating the MMA curriculum to wrestling.
So back to the mom thing for 1 second. You lost a lot. Did you lose the ability to bring anyone home, or is that off limits? Because everyone has different rules.
No. You can. Hey, you can ask me anything. Let's see. I have a steady girlfriend, so you mean like bringing home chicks and stuff? It's definitely a limit. She likes her privacy. If I hang out with the guys too, I can't even be loud. So, but it's fine. If I have one girlfriend, and I'm quite faithful, so we don't have to worry much about that.
That's good. Mom's strict. Now we know where it comes from. The discipline.
Filipino moms are pretty strict. You got to watch out, Filipino moms.
All right, we'll delve a little deeper. Does your mom like your girlfriend?
Yeah, she definitely.
Like you would tell me on camera, she hates her.
Hates her.
Sorry, dear, but yeah, my mom hates you. I never told you.
Nah, she loves my girlfriend. No, we're pretty all happy together. We definitely get along.
Is she Filipino?
Yeah, my girlfriend's Filipino. Yeah, shout outs to Maritoni. I love you, baby. If you're reading this, if you're watching this.
So you're okay on that one.
Yeah.
So let's mention the Filipino thing a little further. That country, or just the whole community, because obviously in Vegas and in Southern California, it's just a giant population of Filipino fight fans. It's becoming kind of a huge fight nation, and I don't think most of us here realize that really, like, athletically, I don't know that they had a whole lot to latch onto, so that's why they're extra kind of gaga over guys like Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, oh wow, Manny Pacquiao is like a god in the Philippines. Yeah, when he fights, there's absolutely no one in the street. There's no crime. Everything is closed. All the stores are closed. It's a total. Everyone's just watching the television. And when he wins, I think the economy goes up by like a few percent.
Oh, of course.
It's amazing over there when he fights. And I think Filipinos historically we have a recent warlike. We have a warlike mentality, and we always been conquered and gain our independence. And there's a lot that recent history, even in World War II. So. We love when we have a represent a fighter that comes out and does really well. I mean, Manny Pacquiao is holding boxing right now.
Plus the way he fights too. I mean, it's, we've got so many guys in boxing and then even in MMA who maybe will waltz their way to a victory, kind of take the safer route. And this guy's he's just made 25-30 million per fight, and he fights the same way he did when he was coming up at 106 pounds.
Yep, he's very exciting. So my hat goes off to him, and he actually fought here 3 weeks ago. So to follow in his footsteps, it's just an honor to be here.
So obviously your first concern is getting a win. Let's get a W on the UFC board. Do you start to think ahead a little bit? I don't even know if they've talked to you about marketability and stuff like that, because there's a unique opportunity for Filipino fighters, for African American fighters, for Mexican and Mexican American fighters, because that market is wide open, and I think there's at least 3 of you guys, right? Filipinos of some sort, with Munoz and Brandon Barrett.
And myself, yeah.
So is that even something you think about, or you're just too young to even go, I'm going to make money that way?
No, I think of the whole picture. I obviously thinking of eating the cake piece by piece, but at the same time, you have to look at, am I marketable? I think I did well on the show, and I gained a good amount of fans, and I'm a likable character on the show, and I'm definitely marketable, to the Filipino community. I'm proud of that. So, I'm looking forward to that. Joe Silva said on a phone call like a few months ago, maybe even months ago, but he said, if we ever have a card in the Philippines, which there was news previously about, I'm on that card, and that would be the biggest honor, to fight in New York and also to fight in Manila, Philippines would be my other dreams come true.